Hey everyone, how's it going? I have a video unboxing coming for y'all. This is on a couple of different knives, and I'm going to be opening up with my EDC today, the original Gen 1 Bird Crow. Love this knife. I don't believe I've reviewed it. I know I've shown it in some older videos, but I'm holding off my review until I can get my hands on the Bird Crow 2. And at that same time, I'll contact my buddy Nick and ask if I can borrow his Bird Crow 1 that also has G10, so I can show you all the different versions that they made. This is the original aluminum. Had this thing for a long time now, and it has served me well. So let's go ahead and get into them. Not entirely sure what's in this box. Let's pull it open. Oh, so gigantic box, little box. Alright, and this should be, yep, Takenwo. Alright, so for those who don't know, the Takenwo is a CPM S35 VN steel blade. It says Oregon, USA. Do not let that fool you. This actually is made in China. I believe they're saying the steel is coming from Oregon, USA, or their company is stationed out of Oregon in the USA. But the knife itself is made in China. They advertise that it is in fact made in China using imported CPM S35 VN steel. I saw this and I was extremely curious about it. I read all the reviews I could come across, and every review I found says that people who were testing it actually did believe it to be CPM S35 VN steel. And after seeing Cutlery Lover's video with a, I believe it was a counterfeit knife, but it was still a titanium and S35 VN combination for $24. Paying $40 for S35 VN didn't seem too outside the realms of possibility. I don't have any S35 VN blades to compare it to, but I will borrow my buddy Nick's Spyderco Matrix, or Spyderco Manix 2 XL, which is using S30V, which is pretty similar in composition, and I'll see how this compares in overall cutting performance and edge holding. Very cool. Definitely not a smooth opening right now, but it'll probably smooth out in time. Most knives are kind of gritty when you first get them. If I need to, I can actually take it apart and smooth it, but I think it'll wear in. Very beefy handle, and obviously you can tell this is a Spyderco Native 5 copy. It's not claiming to be a Spyderco by any means. Like, you can see that it's letting you know that it is its own thing. But the design is an overall copy of a Spyderco Native 5, although it's much heavier and significantly beefier. Okay, which might be a good thing to you, might be a bad thing to you. I love the way it feels in hand. Definitely will get some testing done with this to and review it. Let's go ahead and compare it next to the Bird Crow. Cool knife. Edge is okay. It's not bad. I can probably get it a little sharper than it is, but certainly feels serviceable. Let me go ahead and rip off a piece of paper here. Do some cutting tests. By the way, you will hear some fans going and an AC going. I did not turn them off. It is extremely hot right now, so you'll have to deal with some background noise. I mean, it's sharp, but as you can see, it is catching a little bit. Yep. So it's fine, but I'm going to touch that up and get it to where I want it to be. Definitely a cool knife, though. Really solid spring. You can hear that. No David Boy detent. Like you would, I think the Native 5 G10s do actually have that detent, so there are some design differences. But for the most part, a budget copy of the Native 5. That's pretty cool. Set that off to the side. Get clear this trash off. So that is knife number 1, and I know what this is. This is actually one that I ordered for my wife. On sale on eBay right now for about 15 bucks. Yep. And you can see it's another Schrade. And I got this one because it had a spring assist feature that I adore in the old Smith & Wesson knives that I used to have. I haven't had one of the Schrade versions, but it is the same mechanism, the Magic spring assist. And this one is the Mini Landshark. Now on camera that handle looks very purple, but in in real life this handle goes back and forth between purple and blue. and it is just such a fast deploying little knife. Show you that again. Probably the fastest spring assist I've ever seen is on these little Magic System knives. Has a stupid safety, so you can push that up and make sure you never accidentally engage it. I can't stand that. You have your choice between the flipper mechanism, which is not actually a part of the blade tang. It's a separate piece that basically engages the blade for you, but it's not itself a part of the blade. Or you can use the little thumb plate they give you. So let's see how that works. Really small, so it's fine. Definitely prefer using the flipper on that, though. And you can see the flipper does kind of turn up into a small thumb ramp or thumb guard. Personally, would never use it. Super cool little knife, though. Very light, 1.6 ounces, I believe. So super duper light. Any T&Pers out there, which I am not, but don't have a problem with them. Not myself a T&Per though, but anyone who might be watching who is, this is definitely a light enough blade for you to carry. See the information on the back of the blade here. U.S. patents, AUS 8 steel. How is this one out of box? About the same as that that Takenwo. Not bad, but I bet I can get it even better. Yeah, I love the Magic Assist features on the Schrade & Smith & Wesson assisted opening knives. It is just super duper fast, and I really love the color shift on this one, how it goes between that blue and that purple so beautifully. For 15 bucks, definitely a fan. No play up and down, no play side to side. This thing is a bank vault. Tiny little tip up clip. This is not a review, obviously, but I do want to show off what I've got. Let's go ahead and put this in a little pocket. And one thing I'm noticing is because of how that clip rides, as you can see, it's really low down to the handle. So getting it over thicker blue jean pockets, it might be a problem. There we go. And that's how it's going to carry. Just a little bit exposed. I would personally like a bit more, but the deep carry guys are going to love that. We do have a lanyard hole, and I might throw a little lanyard through there for extraction. Very cool little knife. For 15 bucks, I definitely recommend this. Obviously, I haven't cut and used it yet, but I do have a lot of experience with the assisted mechanism. And again, for $15, I know the average price on these is supposed to be closer to $25 or $30, but they're on sale right now. You can get them in the blue / purple handle, a red handle, or a gray handle, and you can get the same knife in a larger size, I believe for about $16 on eBay right now. So definitely go check that out if you like the design of this. Very cool little knife. I will carry and use this, and I will bring you guys a formal tabletop review. So, yeah, little Schrade Mini Landshark and a Takenwo. I think they call this the, I think I've seen someone call it a Solar TAC 26, but I think I'm just going to stick to Takenwo. This will be a little mini video series. I'm just going to edit together a bunch of different videos because I have some more stuff coming in. One more from another friend, and then one that was actually a gift from my mother. She ordered me a knife and didn't tell me what it was. So that's going to be kind of interesting to see what she went ahead and ordered for me. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all in a couple seconds. Alright, so second set of packages came in. One of these, the gift from a friend, or not really a gift. He owed me some cash, told him to go ahead and pull the trigger on something from my wish list. And one from my mother. This one I'm pretty sure is the one from my mother, this one from my friend. So we're going to open these both up. And let's go ahead and get on it. EDC today is that Takenwo, and as you can see, it's already smoothed up very nicely. I did have to Loctite this lock bar screw, and I'll go over that during the tabletop review, because in a lot of flicking and a lot of cardboard cutting, it did begin to loosen and continued to loosen. So I did have to Loctite that, but getting a nice good deployment on it now. So let's go ahead and get into this one first, the one from my mother, the gift. And see what she went ahead and got for me. And it is a Sheffield knife. Okay, so this is actually kind of funny, and you'll see the reason why whenever you see part 3 of this. By the way, part 3 was actually the first video in this that I recorded. but it's going to be showed to you last, and there's a reason for that that'll go over soon. Oh, okay, it opens like this. But yeah, this is the Sheffield Gunnison. Very cool, inexpensive folding knife. This will be a episode of the Inexpensive Knife series. Very cool little Sebenza type knife. If you guys saw the VTech Titan that I reviewed a couple years ago, or that Nut and Fancy reviewed a few years ago, this is essentially the more modern production of that knife, just with 440A rather than 440C, and a gray Sebenza type aluminum handle as opposed to the black anodized textured aluminum handle on the VTech. So that is number one. Let's go ahead and get into number two, and this one's one I think you guys are really gonna like, because this one, and I'm trying to make sure I don't show off the addresses because they are not mine. Alright, get the packaging out of the way here. This is from Effengrau, or Effengro. High quality knife. This is the model EF55 in Desert Tan with clip. I still think it's funny that a lot of Chinese knife guys or Chinese knife manufacturers are advertising the with clip like it's some kind of awesome feature. It's really just something you kind of expect at this point out of a knife. And as you can see, the design is a copy of a Microtech SOCOM Tanto version. And it did come with a little tool to adjust it. Pretty cool. I've seen some reports saying that not everyone got this little wrench, so it makes me very happy that I did. Deployment feels maybe a little gritty, but that might wear up in time. Stout blade, beautiful. I'm going to assume with the price point that's not a titanium backspacer. Probably an anodized aluminum. Nice Desert Tan G10 handle. Actually feels really nice. Although I can tell you right now, those corners are pretty squared. So, not a counterfeit though. There are no markings on the blade claiming this to be a Microtech, but there is one marking that's a lie. You see that little D2 stamp? Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Love Them Knives videos here lately, and he's been sending off different Chinese knives for testing, to have the steels tested professionally. There's a machine that does all the work, so it's not a human error issue either. And so for all of Effengrau's EF line knives, meaning knives whose model number starts with EF, don't actually use D2. They use 8CR13 MOV, whereas their CH line knives are indeed using D2. So while I can't 100% confirm that this isn't D2, based on his results with every other Effengrau, I'm going to assume this is the 8CR13 MOV. I will test it and find out and let you guys know in tabletop review. Some current thoughts. It is a little tough to get out of the handle. That detent is super strong. This is not going to pop open on you. Comes out nice and fast. Lockup is solid. No play in any direction. Handle definitely needs to have those sharp edges rounded. Like, those are pretty square, especially down here at the jimping. So this could all be rounded just a little bit, raised a little. Centering on the knife seems solid. I mean, overall, it seems like a pretty decent knife. Thumb studs are not the most comfortable, but not the worst either. They definitely provide good grip. They're also cut a bit sharp, but you had no problem getting the knife out nice and fast. And it's a lot lighter than I expected a blade of this size to be. So yeah, very cool. Kind of a poor man's SOCOM, or maybe a good proxy for your SOCOM if you don't want to damage it. Pretty interesting stuff. So that's what came in today, and you're here in just a couple seconds. You're going to see what came in, technically before the this video and the one you just saw. But I put it off till the end for a very specific reason, and that reason is the language in that video. So basically, a good buddy of mine came by with a bunch of stuff that he bought for me. that I didn't, I told him not to do, that he wouldn't tell me what they were after he'd already placed the orders. And, we hadn't seen each other in a while, we were having a good time, so emotions were flaring a little bit high, and as a result, language in that video is less than G-rated. So there are some S-bombs in there. I don't know if we threw any F-bombs or not, but I want to go ahead and let you guys know that the next part of this video is going to be a little bit more adult in terms of language, so just be advised if you are easily offended by such things, or perhaps you are, a child or a young teenager, you might not be permitted to hear something like that, so this would be the time to stop watching. But if you want to see that and you don't mind the language, definitely stay tuned, because here in a second you'll see some pretty cool knives that you may not have seen in a very long time. Hey everybody, how's it going? Coming to y'all with another unboxing. I thought I was done with this shit, but apparently I'm not. A buddy of mine dropped by, and apparently he got a couple things for me without telling me what they were. He's been teasing me for a couple days now that he's got some stuff ordered from eBay, and that he wanted to give it to me to open up on camera. And honestly, I have no idea what's inside here. I know he had to open up one of these because one of his items was inside, but I still haven't seen the insides of it. Go ahead and say hello. They haven't heard from you in 4 or 5 years.
What's up?
You may have known him from his previous angsty teenage YouTube name of Blademaster290. Let's go ahead and open everything up here. Current EDC is the classic Generation 1 Bird Crow, and he wants me to start with the middle package, so let's go ahead and pop this bad boy open. Tried to make sure that no one's addresses were on here because it's not my address, so with my, you guys know when it comes to my unboxings, if it's my address on there, I don't give a shit. I mean, you can see it if you want to. What is this? Knifecoral@AOL.com. Is AOL still even a thing?
I don't know, I think Asians in it.
Haven't seen anyone use an AOL account in forever. What do we got here? Gerber Harsey Air Ranger. Oh, holy hell. So you guys know that the Harsey Air Ranger was one of my favorite knives, EDC knives of all time, and this is a plain edge version. And this is actually kind of funny because I know for a fact I sent him the eBay listing for this, telling him to check it out. And I specifically asked if this is one of the knives that he ordered, and he said no. So he lied right to my face. That's cool.
Not to your face,
but that is cool as hell. I've actually never owned the plain edge version, and this is the classic aluminum handle, not the modern G10 version. The G10 version's cool, but it's not as light. This is awesome. And if this is the lowest end of what he got, then I'm a little afraid to see what's in the other two, because I love this knife. This was my go-to EDC for years, and now that I have one again, it'll likely be my go-to for a few more years to come. So thanks on that. That is absolutely awesome. You have no idea how hard it is to find these in plain edge, by the way. I have Googled and gone to every used knife shop online. None of them have the plain edge versions with the aluminum. A few have the G10.
Is that new?
Damn near. I don't see any signs of sharpening on the blade. There's a little bit of a scuff on the handle, but that can just be from taking it in and out of the packaging, or maybe someone dropped it. But it looks to be in brand new condition. That is absolutely freaking awesome. Let's go ahead and get this one next, since this is the one that's been partially opened already. So what was it that was in this that you ordered? Your Gerber dime? What is this? Wait, is this the Sheffield Gunnison? Yes, it is. Okay, so this is kind of cool. I've never actually owned one of these before, but I did own the VTech Titan, which was the exact same knife. I'm convinced it was the exact same manufacturer, just with a black anodized aluminum handle and a 440C blade as opposed to the 440A blade on this one. In hand, it feels exactly like my old VTech. That is too cool. I was actually thinking about ordering one of these pretty soon. So that is cool as hell. By the way, about the same size, you can see, as the Harsey Air Ranger, and it's clearly a small Sebenza clone design. So maybe for those out there looking for a poor man's Sebenza, edge on here is not too bad for a Sheffield either. That is freaking awesome. Made in, where is this made at? I think these come from Taiwan.
That's what I was thinking.
You don't actually see a lot of Taiwanese produced blades these days. Most of it's China. And a funny fact about Taiwan versus China, by the way, is when you buy a knife from China, it always claims, you know, this is a 440, this is an AUS 8, this is a whatever, and it never is, because China doesn't actually get access to those materials. They use their own equivalent. They use a 4CR14 or a 5CR13 or an 8CR13. Taiwan refuses to use materials from China. There's a lot of political issues between China and Taiwan. From what I understand, I think China says we own you, Taiwan says no you don't, and as a result they just won't use anything from China. So they actually import blade steels from America, Japan, and other knife countries, or knife manufacturing countries. Just a random history lesson. By the way, there's his Gerber dime that he ordered. Let me go ahead and pull out mine, because I am carrying it today. And you can see the amount of wear on my Gerber dime from 6 years, I think? 5 or 6 years of carry and use. This is what they look like, basically brand new. Awesome little multi-tool. I definitely recommend it to anyone looking for a keychain size or pocket size multi-tool. You really can't go wrong with it. So let's see what's in this one. What on earth are you? Oh, okay. It's the big brother to Bird Crow. This is the Generation 1 Bird Raven. And actually both of these knives have been changed up significantly with the new generation. I don't know if you've seen them yet, but they have a full flat ground blade now. They're using CTS BD1 tool steel for the knives, or for the blades themselves. They have the same clip as the Tenacious line. For repositionable, G10, all that. That is awesome. Super smooth, by the way. Just glides out. No play side to side, no play up and down. That is a blast from the past. I actually used to have one of these years and years and years ago. And I think I sold it to Nick over here, actually. And I think he had to sell it at one point or another, and now he had to hunt one down. Don't you have one of these yourself? Mm-hmm. Just like this, the satin blade with the part serrated.
Yep.
Because finding the plain edge of these things is tough, trust me. But awesome blast from the past. What I really love to do is get the new version of the Raven and the Crow, and just do a review where I do show the new versus the old, and show you how Spyderco may have improved on the designs. But that is super freaking cool. And I do want to give him something as a appreciation of thanks. I know he's not expecting anything, but he's going to get something anyways, because I can't stand people giving me stuff for free. And this is just all too awesome. So what I'm going to actually give him is this NKH, that is Nepalese Kukri House. I don't remember the model on this one, but it is a genuine NKH Kukri. See how thick the spine on that is? I have sharpened this up to be about as sharp as a blade this thick can be. I did test the belly on it, and it actually will shave in its current shape. So you have this thick blade, and that will shave the hair off a boar's tit. Like, I'm telling you, this thing is razor sharp. So that is yours. There's no way in hell I was going to let you leave without it, especially not after this. These are some of my favorite knives. Specifically, actually, if I had to pick a favorite, it would be this little Gerber Air Ranger. I carried and used one of these for years and years and years in rotation with my beloved Spyderco Persistence, wherever I put that. Somewhere in the desk of knives. I'm not going to spend any more time digging for it. But this is awesome. Definitely going right into my EDC rotation. Alongside the Sheffield, the Bird is a little too big for me to carry every day, especially when I have the smaller brother. But it will definitely be a cool part of the collection, and I might start collecting the original Generation 1 Bird knives. And, you know, get the new versions, put them side by side in the display case. So, yeah, that was another box opening, and it's a pretty freaking cool one. All sorts of cool new EDC knives. Definitely expect some reviews coming on the Sheffield. I might re-review the Air Ranger. I don't know yet. Very cool stuff. Thank you again, man. This is way too generous. Was not expecting it, but you know what? I'm not going to fight you on it. So just take the Kukri and be happy with it. I will see y'all later. Peace and take care.